Good day, everyone. Good morning or good night, depending on when you're watching this video. Today, we're going to be talking about USIBA IT. So, it's a beginning of our web series called USIBA IT. And the whole idea behind USIBA IT is that we are using a concept from my high school days where we used to gather around town halls and discuss different topics on novels with different schools. So over here, we will be discussing, we will be developing an application called USIBA IT, which we will be able to refer our friends to any conferences that are happening. We will create our own conferences, and I will show you the steps that we are going to undertake in order to get a fully fledged web application. All right. In this part, we are going to discuss the four major topic areas that we'll be revisiting and also just touching up on in order for us to give you guys a more concise and more beneficial session with us. So over here, what we are talking about, a functionality, one piece of the functionality that our web application is going to be doing. So this will allow me to actually give you guys a feel of how we tackle each feature of an app development, because each and every website or each and every project has a process of developing apps. So what we do over here is we define the exact functionality that needs to happen. In this case, we want to refer a friend. So now this simple line does not necessarily mean that this piece of functionality is going to be easy. We have a solution of giving an overview of how our architecture will look, and then we also drill in into the box, or in this case it is refer a friend. And refer a friend might have many different components that have to communicate to each other in order for that functionality to be proven done, or to be very much considered as a full feature that can go live. So one of the many steps that we take is we start by designing our screen or our screens that will be involved with this whole process, and then we will then also have another tutorial video where we will be discussing the website creation portion of it, and over there we'll be discussing HTML5, CSS3, and advanced CSS, also known as SAS in the software development world. Over here, since we're beginning, I will be giving you guys a PHP lesson, because remember, at the end of the day, we want you to learn, and for us to just show you guys how things work at the end of everything, it will not make you guys learn about the things. But right now we'll be focusing on PHP, and then we will also be hosting our functionality so that you guys can access it and see how the tutorial video has happened. And then after that, we will then also would have had our discussions around GitHub, and then I'll also do a video tutorial on how to get GitHub stuff up and running after we have done with the Adobe XD design. Thank you very much. We will be chatting soon. Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good time with this tutorial. So right now we're going to dive into the grids of everything and start to design our website. So like everything else, like writing on a paper or whatever, we always begin with a blank screen, and this will allow me to actually give you guys a little bit of what we can offer people out there, and what you and your team can offer people out there if you're into web development, or you're doing this for your for your school project. So because I love I love sharing information so much. I want you guys to be very much aware of Adobe XD and how to get it. So basically, Adobe XD is a tool that we use to do our mockups, and fortunately enough, it's in the same parent company as your Photoshop and your Illustrator, which are premium paid tools, and it does. In the beginning, it wasn't very powerful, but it does the work. So the name of the tool is Adobe XD, and let me just make it a bit bigger. It's Adobe XD, and it is designed using Adobe XD. So over here, I'm not going to stick around on how this whole, in terms of how the whole tool works and all of that, because this lesson is not about Adobe XD. It's actually about designing a website on Adobe XD. All right, cool. So what I've done now is just give you guys an option of being able to, what you call, to select different font sizes, right? And these different font sizes will actually play a role in terms of how your website will be looking and how people will perceive it. And remember, everybody has an opinion, and it is your responsibility to take all the criticism in your stride as a software developer and learn from it and not be personal about everything. And I cannot stress this enough. We cannot be personal about our profession because this is a field of learning. You learn something new every day. If you are open to the learning machine, this will actually help you not take anything personally, because you know that you're learning, and if you're learning, you're not gonna know everything, right? So that is the deal. So right now, what is happening is I have created a paragraph, I've created a main header, and also created a subtext on top of. So right now, what we are going to do is we are also going to start adding our navigation fields. So now, if you have seen any website, a website has a navigation. It's a standard. It's something that was agreed upon in the software development community. So you press T in order to get your ability to type on this tool. And then right now we're just gonna give it home, about, and contact us. So in this video, guys, I'm not going to be building the whole application in front of you, but I am going to just give you guys headers in terms of where you need to concentrate on. So right now we also need to add our what you call our logo. So our logo is going to help us find familiar to be easily recognizable by anyone who is coming to our website. And this is the picture I just took from my other screen right now, and then this picture is going to be landing here. So most of the things that we do, and in order to scroll in and scroll out, you just press Control and then you use the wheel on your mouse if you have a mouse that has a wheel. All right, so right now what we have done is we have actually started our website development design, I beg your pardon. So I would also like to give you guys a very cool feature that has worked for us tremendously a lot, and it has allowed people to actually like the work that we do because it is so aligned. So how do we do it? You come here to your grid screen, and now you can see that your alignment is not that good. So what do? So I always leave these two spaces for anything such as advertisements or for neatness, if I can put it like that. But I take that and then I also leave to the side, and now my application is actually neat, and I can also select here and put it in between, and it's rightly aligned in the center. All right, so what we are going to do next is give people an option to actually sign up for our program or our website. So how do we do that? We then create a design for our buttons. So now if you have seen buttons, a button is sort of like a rectangular. So it's got four sides, some equal, some not equal. So ours, it's just a rectangular, and then we give it a start now, and then with our start now, we can also make it bold, big, more bolder by selecting the options. And again, if you go and do your research on this tool, you will actually even be better than myself, because I just took what I knew was going to work, right? And then with that being said, there is a lot of updates being done like daily. Like I upload updates for this like on the daily on the daily norm, right? And one of the major things that I would like you guys to actually be aware of is that there is something called designer tools, and designer tools help you or help us to actually get things done a bit faster. And then of course, with every tooling you also have a standard which you must follow, and that standard says you need to follow the standard rules of software design. The lingo in terms of your contrast needs to be very much agreeable with the whole page and how you wish people to experience your website when they come there. So it's got to be readable, it's got to be big, and it's got to make sense, right? So right now it doesn't make sense because we're just doing a tutorial, and we want you guys to actually understand what we are looking to achieve. Okay, so right now, just to recap what we have learned, I have taught you guys how to use different font sizes and placement, and also use paragraphs in your design. And I've also showed you guys how to align your website's designs with using the grid on Adobe XD. And we've also discussed our contrast and everything based on design principles, etc. So right now, I believe we can take a break, and then we'll come back and we will add some more multimedias. Thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to design your multimedia cards and actually have our websites have a personal feel, meaning we're adding human elements, of which it may be a picture of other people or a representation of what we want to achieve. So for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to be very much specific as to what kind of content we are adding. I just want you guys to get the idea of what we want to achieve. So over here, we're going to create something called a card. So what a card enables us to do is it enables us to manipulate the way that we interpret any sectional data that needs the user's attention. In this case, we are going to create a very simple and elegant hero card that will be big enough to grab the user's attention, but not big enough to actually take away from what we want the actual website to do for anyone who lands on our website. Okay, so I'm going to just add that little line over there so we can see our card where it is. If you press Ctrl D, you will be able to replicate multiple cards. So I can put them like this so we can actually know where they are. I don't need this at the moment. So our card will have a section over here. The red section will represent where the text will be, and the blue section will represent where the image is going to be. So with regards to the text, I'm just going to copy this one and resize it by grabbing on the yellow on the round circle, and then we also have an opportunity to just mark it at the moment for time's sake, if I can put it like that. And then what we will end up having is a card that is more descriptive. Right now I'm just going to put in a lot of dummy data for the sake of this what you call a tutorial. All right, so the back can be black, can be white again. Let me just put that white, that kind of white, can be white again. And then what we also have, guys, we also have shadows. And remember, you don't necessarily need to kill your web application with shadows. Just put it on a white background, on white background. That will feel a bit more natural. And then of course we also have an opportunity to decrease the opacity and to increase it over here. So this will all be found in your video tutorials on how to actually use Adobe XD. We also have an option to what you call to add pictures onto our cards. So now we want to add meaningful pictures and make sure that people can actually grasp an idea of what the system is going to look like inside. You can paste your what you call your screenshots of what screens are applicable to your system. So right now, as you can see, we do not necessarily need a call to action. We have created our first hero card, and since right now we want to make it be very much lively in terms of a community, we also need to add one extra step. So I did not mention this to you guys before, but your canvas can actually be maximized to make up more space so that you can continue to design your website feel and how you want it to be, and then just to ensure that your layout is still intact, you can bring it back anytime. All right, so right now what we are going to do is we're going to give them an option of our top causes, right, on discussion. Let me just make that black, and then over here we will be able to increase the size of a subtopic. So subtopics are not like your hero topics. So this is your hero. If someone comes through, Adobe XD is the first thing that they're going to see, but the top topics, they're going to see this portion when they are actually scrolling down and wanting to find out more in terms of what is actually happening with this website. So what we are going to do then, we are going to give them an opportunity to actually view our top courses and see what they are all about, right, at first glance. So these courses, of course, will have a brief description of what they're entailing, and within that description, it can be big, it can be small, it's up to you. But I really believe that infomercial cards should always always have a call to action for the user, whether they want to enroll for this task or they want to contact us, but we want them to actually enroll for this topic. Let me say enroll, and then so whenever they want to join our discussions, they then know that they have to join the Adobe XD tutorial or what have you, whatever we might want to offer in the future. So over here we are also having something called a card header, or yes, a card header. So a card header doesn't necessarily have to be the same size as the subheader, but it needs to have the best presence. It can either be bold or black. I like using bold so that I do not make my website too loud. So having a lot of bold text can make your website a bit too loud. So over here we're going to add our image, and our image is going to then fill right inside there. Let me use this one. Yes, so I'm using different images from past website mockups. Okay, cool. So you can also double click on your image and put it down or pull it up depending on what kind of frame you are looking for. Okay, so now I'm also going to teach you guys one cool trick, and this trick can be taught only once if I can put it like that. And then that trick is you click over here, you will be able to repeat the grid. We call it repeat grid. So what this helps us doing is that instead of trying to create an individual what you call an individual card, we then are able to what you call to repeat this grid, as the functionality is named repeat grid. So now I saw that my cards were too big at that time to actually fit. So what I had to do is press Ctrl Z, which is the greatest undo button of all time, and then after pressing Ctrl Z, I then returned to my initial state. Alright, so we're going to repeat the grid over here with these cards of ours. So now anyone who wants to use your service can now actually get a glimpse of what you can offer them, right? Without you spending time on some ridiculous source code and actually trying to find out what the client actually wants during coding, which can be one, demotivating, and two, very time consuming, because you're going to be changing code over and over. It's as if you are a moving machine, if I can put it like that. But with Adobe XD, your clients can actually get the fastest response time, and with that being said, you will be able to close the deal a lot faster whenever you're doing your software developments, because they'll no longer be in the dark in terms of what you have to offer them as the client, you know, of the system, if I can put it like that. Join our family. So in every website, it is very pivotal, or it is very vital that you give your user a call to action. So what we call a call to action might be that if the user or anyone who visits our website comes through, they need to not only scroll, but the moment they start scrolling, they need to be directed on what to do. Whether they are continuing to scroll, but if they for some reason they wanted to end over here, So you might have a lot of content that is scrolling down, and they end over here on this part of the website. We need to give them something to click so that they can stay on our website, and that will increase our Google standing, and people will actually start discovering our tutorials much faster. All right, so everyone, that is it for today with designing Adobe XD. These files will be available for download on your GitHub repo. If you are looking for a GitHub repo to join the team, please send me a DM, a message, or anything, depending on what platform you're finding these videos at. And once you have sent me that request, I will then add you to our team, and you'll get notifications where you will be able to download this file that we were using today, and you will be able to what you call start designing yourself. So this has been our Adobe XD design tutorial. Thank you very much, and may God bless you, and keep safe, sanitize, and practice your social distancing. Thank you very much.